Morning world, it's 10 a.m. in the morning, it's Sunday, it's the 27th of September 2015. Later today I'm going to be recording the videos for next month, but at the moment you'll have to make do with this. Update on where we are right now globally. Pluto, for example, has just stopped going retrograde. It's starting to move forward again. The latest pictures we've got from Pluto are stupendous. Pluto has given up lots of its secrets in the last few months, and it's as spectacular as we hoped. Now Pluto's moving forward, entering 13 degrees of Capricorn, and we should start seeing a trend towards resolving some of the forced needs for transformation and regeneration that have been plaguing this planet over this last 6 to 8 months. Neptune is still going backwards in Pisces, but no big deal. The pressure on Neptune, or the influence of Neptune that's been so dominant over this last couple of months, now seems to be passing. Uranus is still going retrograde at 19 degrees of Aries, heading back all the way to 16, still affecting those people born at the end of the first week of July and January and April and October, but again, not being a major challenge at this time. The big influences involve the planets a bit closer to home. For example, Saturn, which is now firmly established into Sagittarius. It's into 0 degrees big time, and we're starting to see, especially with the Pope's tour of America, the start of religion not fighting back or biting back, but a better quality religion based on equality, particularly gender equality, beginning to come through again. The days of fundamentalism in religion are drawing to a close, and I never thought I would say this, but this Pope is a really good guy, and he's doing a lot for bringing a sense of balance back into the Catholic Church. Enough of the suffering and dying on the cross. Instead, what about living in the now, caring for the environment and managing the planet we live on right now and the way we live with each other, which he seems to be addressing, I'm pleased to say. Jupiter is now so firmly involved in Virgo. He's already at 10 degrees of Virgo. He's finished the opposition to Neptune, at least geocentrically. And the flood of empathy, the flood of compassion, of sensitivity, of everything being slightly larger than life and over the top is just beginning to dissipate. It's still going to stick around for another month or two because of the heliocentric position of Jupiter, but it's beginning to dissipate. I think it's past peak. Mars has just left Leo and is now in early Virgo. The square to Saturn of the last few days seemingly has passed without too much trouble, although there's still a sting in the tail, you can be sure of that. And over the coming week, Mars in the first 4 or 5 degrees of Virgo is going to be bringing quite a degree of challenge into both global and personal lives, but it's going to be day by day, not large scale, long term. Venus, of course, has stopped going retrograde weeks ago and is now moving forwards quite strongly in Leo, trining Uranus as I speak, and generally being quite benevolent and healthy. And then there's the Mercury retrograde. Mercury is still going retrograde, but he's past the second square to Pluto now. He's faded away from the opposition to Uranus, and now Mercury retrograde is beginning to rapidly approach the Sun. There will be a inferior or superior, I don't know, conjunction of the Sun with Mercury in the next couple of days, and after this the Mercury retrograde should start turning a bit more positive for many people. So I do think that the hardest times of the Mercury retrograde are over. However, it's still not time to be making major changes, of course, or major long-term new plans, not until it's over, which is not for another couple of weeks yet. When Mercury slows down in a week's time and stands still at the very start of Libra, that will lead to a new set of circumstances and possibly challenges, but more on that another time. And of course, we're in the middle of an eclipse season. There's 2 eclipse seasons this year. We've had 2, or we will be having 2 total eclipses of the moon, relatively rare. Yes, it is a supermoon. I don't like these terminologies, the blood moon, the blue moons. It's basically a load of nonsense. But the supermoon phenomena, I don't like the label, but the reason it's being called a supermoon is because it is very close to the Earth. It is closer to the Earth, much closer to the Earth than normal, which is why the eclipsed moon, which will be happening in less than 24 hours from now, will be seen to be much larger than normal. Now this is going to happen, at least in the UK, but in the early hours of the morning, starting as early as 1:30 a.m, hitting peak around 3:30, 3:40 a.m, and then completely finishing by 5:30 in the morning. Madman that I am, I will be getting up at 3:30 in the morning to have a look at it, because it does look like we'll get clear skies in the UK, but we should be able to see this over the whole of the eastern seaboard of the States and most of Western Europe. The whole Atlantic region will get the total eclipse of the moon, and it should be quite spectacular. It's happening at 4 degrees of Aries, trining Saturn, and I'm not seeing this as a difficult one for most people. It should be okay. It should be quite spectacular, actually. The coming week, well, I'll do my best to do a video tomorrow on that one. No promises, but I'll do my best. And yeah, at the moment, even though it's Mercury retrograde, I think the world is in a slightly better place now than it was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm hopeful that in this coming week we're going to see a steady decrease of the gravity and pressure, at least globally, if not personally, of recent times. That's it for today. Have a good Sunday. Catch you later. Bye.